Hey YouTube, this is Mr. Awesome, and I'm really just making this video as a kind of last minute thing, just because I'm exhausted, got a little bit of a cold, and don't have much time before I need to get to sleep. I got work in the morning, but I really wanted to put this video just to help people catch up with what's been going on with me recently. I know you probably checked out my recent channel update, and declared that my son was going to be born a little early. And aside from that, I also wanted to just say thanks to all the kind messages and the kind words that I received from all of you guys. Really meant a lot, and it was really cool to really see how the community stepped up and just wasn't filled with a bunch of douches. And and actually had something nice to say, so that was really cool. And so let's go ahead and get started with this update. First off, this is just a random Medal of Honor gameplay I recorded kind of early in my experience with this game, so don't expect much, nor do I care. So yeah, let's go back to the update with the baby situation. Now, when we had our appointment on Monday last week, the 21st, I want to say, so whatever it was. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. My wife's blood pressure was up, and she's got a high protein count in her urine, which indicates that her kidneys aren't working properly, and also indicates that she's got a condition called preeclampsia, which is apparently in like 7% of pregnancies. So it's not rare, but it's also not common. And what the condition does is some of the symptoms are just fevers, headaches, increase in blood pressure, and increase in protein counts. And this is dangerous for the mom as well as it is for the baby, just because it cuts off blood flow and all sorts of other good stuff. Long story short, the only way to cure it is to deliver. And at that point, they wanted to monitor it, so they said, you know what, it's Monday, go on bed rest and come back on Wednesday. We went back on Wednesday, nothing had changed, so they said, you know what, we're going to keep you overnight, monitor you continuously. Still nothing changed. Blood pressure went down a little bit, but it was a lot of spikes. So they said, you know what, we're going to go ahead and admit you to the hospital. So they transferred it to a different hospital that was close by, that was a little larger. And they said, you know what, if we're going to go ahead and have to deliver within the next 5 days. And that's at the point that I made that quick video giving you guys an update. Now, since then, my wife's blood pressure has gone down. Protein count hasn't changed, but the blood pressure's down, which is nice. And it's been stable at a lower value. When we went in, she was at like 144 over 100 or something like that. And now she's in the bottom number is most important, I think, but she's in the low 70s, which is real good. So they said, you know what, we're going to go ahead and bypass those 5 days. We're going to try and get you to 35 weeks. We were at 32, going on 35. I'm sorry, 33. And they told us that the lungs, they get developed at about 34 weeks. So they went ahead and gave her some steroids, and just to develop my son's lungs. And after everything had gone by pretty smoothly, they said, you know what, we're gonna go ahead and try and get as close to 35 weeks as we can. Okay, cool, sounds great. So they admitted my wife into the hospital, and that's where we stayed. And that's where I slept. I hadn't been home since last Wednesday. And that's almost like 6 days, 7 days, because we're just about Wednesday now. Anyways, so they told us once a few days had gone by, you know what, you're doing real good. Instead of going to 35, let's try and get us all the way to 37 weeks, but nothing past 37. So whatever comes first. If we can actually get to 37, then that's just when they're going to induce and go from there. So this is all great news, actually. And then we, the first night that we were there, the administrator, she came up to us and said, okay, well, you have to pay, for the first 48 hours of your co-pays, and then everything after that you get billed for. okay. Well, with my wife's insurance, our copay is $400 a night. So I had to give her $800 right there. And when they told us that we were going to be there for the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks, multiply that by $400 a night, and we're looking at like 12, 15 grand minimum just in stays, not including the ambulance ride, not including anything, prescriptions, procedures, all that good stuff. So most important thing was she was being taken care of. So every day seemed to be something new. It was, all right, cool, we're going to go ahead and keep you for 2 weeks. Next days, we're going to keep you for 3 weeks. And, excuse me, and finally, today, they said, you've been so consistent, we're going to go ahead and discharge you, but you're going to be on strict bed rest. So I'm thinking, fantastic. That'll save a little bit of money. We get to go home. And that's where we're at right now. I'm at home, so this is great. Now, we were also told that let me back up a little bit. Going back to the finances part of it, we're looking at again 15 grand or whatever it is. And this is through Kaiser. There's this program that you can apply for if you meet all these other stipulations, which a small population of people do meet. Fortunately, we were within that small group, and this is, I think, all product of the economic downfall and Obama, whatever you want to call it, all put together, and actually was able to not only refund back the $800, but it will also end up waiving all of our copies from this point on for the next 6 months, which is, I can't even tell you the weight that's been lifted off my ass wallet. Sorry, I've gotta wipe my nose here. Kind of gross. Got bogeys on my hand. So, I mean, I couldn't believe it when I heard that news. I mean, it was just amazing to know that financially we were going to be all right for the time being, at least. Now, this program that we were able to get into, it's fantastic because it doesn't just cover my wife, but it also will cover my baby and myself for any procedures, prescriptions, any type of copay is now waived, which is just a godsend. Now, this doesn't obviously replace insurance. You still need to have insurance because otherwise you won't have copays. So keep that in mind. Now, we currently we're monitoring our blood pressure manually 3 or 4 times a day, and once it gets to a specific range, then obviously we go back to the hospital. In addition to that, she's got to go back to the hospital about every other day or so, and they're going to monitor the baby. And by the way, the baby's doing great. I mean, heartbeat's super strong. He's kicking, he's moving around, and he's doing all that fun stuff that a healthy baby would do. So everything's looking fantastic for my little boy. So, I mean, this is just fantastic news. And so that's the update I wanted to give you. I know I got a few concerned messages from some of the loyal subs, and I mean, I really just want to thank you all. I really appreciate everything. I mean, when you're down in your dumps and you're worried, not just for your baby but for your wife, and you can't get into sleep because you're in the hospital, all these things combined together. Just to hear nice words from strangers is just so empowering. And so that's for you guys. So yeah, thank you. Now I'm gonna give you an update on the rest of this channel. Now I don't know. I have not been able to play a whole lot of gaming, obviously, and tomorrow or today, whatever it was, Fable 3 comes out, Star Wars comes out. These aren't blockbuster games, but they're games I'd like to play. And I feel like I've kind of dropped the ball on my Medal of Honor here, so I'm just gonna leave it there. I might do a gameplay commentary here and there, but I'm kind of just dropping the ball here, and I'm just gonna stop before I get too far behind, because there's also a lot of haters. Not I don't, Actually, they're not haters. They're just, there's a lot of reasons, I guess, for people to not want to play the game, and I don't want to sit here and join a debate what's better, what's not better, because if you've watched my review, you've understand it. You'll understand that I don't think that there is such a thing as better or worse. It's just obviously this game flawed in one way, it could be better, but I just don't want to get into any of that debate. It's just not important. I'm not making the damn game, nor is my voice actually going to make a difference in the next game, so I'm done complaining. So I'd rather just move on and pull up a game that's kind of fresh, kind of new, and do a let's play on it. So I've thought about it for a while, and I think I'm gonna go with Fable. Now, granted, I don't have the schedule that I need, because my wife is on bed rest, and so it's gonna require me to really step up and take charge in the household and do some other good stuff. But yeah, I kind of want to see what you guys think about that. And what else? What else? Oh, I actually found my Fable for PC that I had on the shelf here, and I'm actually gonna start a playthrough with that for the next couple of days. It's not gonna be a whole game playthrough. That's just retarded. The game is just, it's been out for so long, and then to think that someone's actually gonna do a playthrough on Fable 1 would then lead to Fable 2. By the time I'd ever get around to Fable 3, Fable 4 or 5 would be out. So that's not gonna happen. But I think I'd kind of do a quick video of Fable 3 and just have fun with it. Really, I think that's gonna be where I do a little bit more of my live commentaries, just because it's not so active, if you will. So, anyways, that's my update. That's where I'm going. This is where I'm at, and this is Mr. Awesome at his best, I say. At his most honest. There you go. So yeah, many thanks. And I'm trying to think what else I'm gonna talk about before this video ends. I got about a minute left. Oh, instant requests. Now I've got a few new subs, and I've been pretty diligent about thanking everyone individually. But really, I'm running low on ideas for my instant requests, and this is the fuel, bread and butter to my channel. If you've got any idea about any type of game, something you want to see, go to my channel, post it in the forum, let it get some votes, and I'll do it, and I'll throw you a shout out for your channel, just because I think give credit where credit's due. I don't want to make a video that's given to me from you guys and then being like, hey, good, this is what I did, cool. No, if you made the idea and it's good, I'd be more than happy to give you a little shout out and say, hey, this guy had a good idea. But yeah, so take advantage of that. It's an untapped, no, it's not really an untapped resource, but it's a great resource, and it needs to be taken advantage of. And it really just makes me have more fun playing games and doing things you guys like to see. So take advantage of that. And last but not least, ooh, I need an intro. So someone get on that. Snap, snap. So, anyways, thanks for watching. This has been very fun, informative, open and honest, and just all around real. So thanks again, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Later.